Here's one way to deal with a passenger who's being a nuisance and a potential danger on board a flight. But what caused the cabin crew to break out the duct tape on this guy? Let's take it back a few moments and find out.
Let's go. You guys suck! My parents are reported $2 million goddamn dollars. And you know what? You suck! Yeah. You know what? My grandpa is reported shut the f*** up! Hey! Nope! Chill out!
That'll do it. Boasting about your family's wealth while flying economy, and then throwing hands is very deserving of the duct tape treatment. Let's hope his parents had enough money to bail him out of jail after he landed. Flying can be a stressful and scary experience for many, but the nerves of passengers traveling on this flight must have been shaken a little extra when they encountered this crazy woman on board. What could have caused this high-altitude freakout? I have my guesses, but let me hear yours in the comments.
I think so. He acts like he wants to fight or something.
I can see that because he's with his camera up there. So he's going to fight because he has to get off the plane.
Well, that ain't going to get him back on, I'll tell you that.
Got him out there?
He's going to fight somebody, huh?
At Charlotte Douglas Airport in North Carolina, a disruptive passenger was kicked off an American Airlines flight before the plane had a chance to take to the skies. It turns out that this was probably a wise decision, as the ejected passenger soon starts taking off his clothes and preparing for a fight with airport employees.
Throw down for punching somebody? Yeah.
Oh, we'll start.
The workers, knowing that they're at an airport and not a bare-knuckle boxing arena, try their best to get the man to leave. Eventually, they succeed, but the incident caused a 40-minute delay, much to the annoyance of everyone left on board.
He like hit me too when he broke me. So
I gotta get home. Come on.
Have you ever wondered why so many suitcases appear damaged or broken at the baggage claim carousel? Here's why. At least if you've traveled through Edinburgh Airport in Scotland. I mean, why take a few extra steps when you can just launch people's personal belongings onto the conveyor belt from the three-point line?
is your last chance. You will get the lighter back when you get to Phoenix, but at this point in time, if you do not give up the lighter.
This passenger was faced with a not-so-tough choice. Give up his lighter for the remainder of a short flight, or refuse and have the plane diverted, inconveniencing everyone. Guess what he chose?
I will divert the aircraft to Denver.
That's right, he chose the latter. According to reports, this guy had been flicking his lighter on a flight between Kansas City and Phoenix, a flight of less than 3 hours. When he refused to hand it over to an air steward when asked, the crew declared an emergency and the plane was diverted to the nearest airport mid-flight. Law enforcement greeted the passenger on arrival and transported him to an area hospital for medical evaluation. Maybe he was suffering from an extreme case of stubbornness. If you ever find yourself in handcuffs being wheeled out of the airport, remember you can always make things worse for yourself, just like this lady.
She sat next to me, though.
Oh! Ow, my leg! My leg! Oh, you hurt my leg! Please stop! Please don't hurt me no more! Please don't hurt me no more! Please don't hurt me! Please don't hurt me, sir! I do want to get up, sir. I wanted help up, but you have my hands handcuffed. You hurt my leg, sir! I've hit my leg on the wheelchair, sir! I've hit my leg on the wheelchair, sir! I don't want to be in the wheelchair, sir! I don't want to be in the wheelchair, sir! You hurt me! You hurt me, sir! Please get the medical! You hurt me, sir! Please help me!
Those officers had a lot of patience and did everything they could to help the woman, but the one person she really needs help from in the future is herself.
You who are getting very
My daughter is a 11-year-old who has, and she cannot walk. You. I don't even care.
Stop.
No, I don't care. They don't even care.
Stop.
You know what?
Stop.
We do. I'm from Minnesota. I have done everything that I need to do.
This woman had a meltdown mid-flight, and the entire cabin was forced to hear it. Now they all know that she has an 11-year-old daughter, she's from Minnesota, she's loud, and she likes to swear.
We're gonna need to get her off.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah! I'm from Minnesota.
Hey, let the flight then. We know where to go.
When a female traveler caused a scene at Boston Airport, security took the hands-on approach and carried her screaming out of the terminal.
Oh, get louder.
That was in the manual when you told me not at the airport. That was a good time. That made his first airplane ride and her first visual arrest.
No te vayas, no, olvídalo.
Por favor, llamen a
Entonces ustedes trátenme como persona. Trátenme como persona. Yo soy única de un general y ustedes me están tratando mal. Soy única de un general y me están tratando mal. A mí ya me amiga. ¿Qué wea? Soy única de un general.
Have you ever been this upset after being charged a fee for an extra bag? From what I can understand, this lady claims to be the daughter of a general and is demanding to be treated like a human being.
Peña, ándate, vámonos.
I'm not sure how other humans are treated in Chile, but it's pretty common for humans around the world to be charged for having additional luggage at an airport.
Thank you. I have to finish this. My kid's life in danger if I didn't say this. I have been kidnapped, me and my kids. Today will be a worse day than 9/11 attack.
The last thing anyone wants to hear at an airport is someone making references to 9/11. Yet, in May 2025, that's exactly what travelers heard at Denver International Airport, when a woman suddenly knelt down and began reading a chilling handwritten message.
This is an act of war at United States of America. This piece of shit woman thinks she knows what's happening. We have programmed her to be loyal and stupid enough to follow our rules. Not only to know how to run away if she got caught, but also to explode an airplane like a pro. We have a weapon that you don't have, Americans. And we are getting USA on the knees. China, Europe, Middle East, Japan are all one hand against USA, and this stupid running woman think she can save you by providing information that she is trying to provide and nobody listening to her. You are losing that war since 9/11 already. The last airplane, the helicopter that got fall down, it wasn't an accident. I know who did it. Please, they are taking video. Please go away from the video, please, ma'am. Please, this is for my safety. I am a US citizen and I have rights. Can you please take video of me doing this? It's just a little bit and I am done.
Ma'am, you've been denied boarding.
We need to keep this
You've been
in.
denied boarding with your airline. You're now trespassing on airport property.
I am so sorry. I am not trespassing anybody.
You are now officially
They did
trespassing
this to me every time I am trying to report. They will say I am trespassing and they will take me to jail. So I can't tell what's happening.
The woman claims that she and her children had been kidnapped, and that she is being forced to deliver the terrifying message from her captors. The person who filmed the clip says 2 kids, both under the age of 7, were with the woman, and it's they who can be heard crying in the background.
Please, somebody report this to FBI Washington. I already reported this to Denver police. They did nothing. I went to US Army. Oh my God. Inside the US Army, they kicked me out. They did nothing. I am not a terrorist. My life and my kids' life are at risk if I said what I know.
The person filming also states that they ended up taking a different flight due to the ordeal being so scary.
Hi guys, with my last video blowing up, I wanted to give as much of an update as I can. It was really scary. I ended up getting on a different flight I'm on a study abroad program right now. I ended up getting on a different flight and I think that they ended up canceling the flight that she was in front of, but I don't know too much. I talked to a guy after she got taken away, and I guess I should start with what happened after that. Basically, she had 2 kids there, both like under the age of 7, who someone working was like taking care of, and that's like the crying that you can hear in the background of that video. They were super nice to the kids, and it was just really weird. I mean, her kids were there, so the kids were with her, but she like finished saying the thing and then they were like, you need to go, like we have to take you like to a hospital or something, and she was like, no, I can't leave like the airport, like if I leave the airport they'll kill me, like they'll kill my kids. It was really scary.
Interestingly, security didn't cut the woman off. Instead, they let her finish the creepy monologue before escorting her out of the airport on a stretcher.
I am asking for USA protection. I am willing to provide all the evidence that you need and voluntarily be on the polygraph. I can be on the polygraph voluntarily. I need an FBI criminal lawyer. I am not speaking with the police without lawyer. Please, somebody help me. I don't know my rights and they are violating my civil rights. I am trying to report this. Every time I call 911, my call got forwarded to another person who pretended to be police. I am only speaking with FBI at Washington, D.C. and the CIA here in Denver. Or FBI in Denver too. I am not speaking with police. I am so sorry.
She seems genuinely terrified, but there are no indications that the threats from her captors are credible. That didn't stop some wild conspiracy theories floating around in the comments online, but many believe that the woman was likely suffering from mental health issues. Would you have gotten on your flight that day after witnessing something like this? How do you destroy a multi-million-dollar jet in a matter of seconds? You fire the airplane technician and make him so angry that he takes out his frustration with some heavy machinery. At least that's the story. Some say this was the work of a disgruntled former employee. Others say it was a planned demolition. What do you think?
Я в шоке, блядь. Что, не разломаем? Разломаем?
Grown man! Talk to me the way you talk to them. Talk to me the way you talk to them. See what happens. I'm a man. Talk to me the way you talk to these little girls. I don't give a if you're tired. You're a grown man. Deal with it.
Another airport and another parent concerned for the welfare of his children, only this dad was a lot more angry and direct. Clearly, this man is unhappy with how two teenage girls, supposedly first-time travelers, have been spoken to. According to some reports, the kids this guy was concerned about may not have even been his own, but might be the daughters of the man the guy is yelling at.
They're tired. They're teenagers. Let them breathe. It's their first time traveling. You're giving them a hard time. You're making it go from a good experience to a...
In which case, was he right to step in and say something, or should he have minded his own business? Dusseldorf Airport, Germany, 2017. Armed police swarm in and corner a man before arresting him and taking him into custody. But why? It's hard to see in this footage, but the 27-year-old suspect is brandishing a 10-inch knife and threatening to harm himself. Thankfully, nobody was hurt, and the man was taken to a psychiatric hospital for evaluation. As an interesting side note, the video of this incident was taken by Terry Caldwell, singer of the 90s boy band East 17, who was on his way home to England with his bandmates. Imagine flying at over 10,000 feet when a massive explosion rips a hole in the plane's fuselage. This was the terrifying reality for the passengers of Dalo Airlines Flight 159 in 2016. "15 minutes after taking off from the Mogadishu airport in Somalia, there was a loud boom near seat 16F. The blast created a meter-wide hole in the side of the aircraft. Incredibly, the pilot was able to guide the Airbus A321 back to Mogadishu with all passengers surviving, apart from one. An investigation confirmed that the passenger sitting in the seat 16F had set off a bomb, with the blast taking only the bomber's life when he was sucked out through the hole it created in the fuselage. His body was later found on the ground just north of Mogadishu. CCTV from the airport showed two men, one in an airport vest, handing off a laptop to the bomber after passing through security. The bomb was hidden inside. Two members of the Al-Shabaab terror group were arrested in connection with the bombing, as well as 8 airport workers, and were sentenced to life in prison. This passenger got a little too heated while waiting for her flight with Spirit Airlines and decided to cool down after an argument by taking off her clothes. Thankfully, a police officer was able to locate her clothing and convince her that nudity is not really in the spirit of public transportation.
Somebody take this! I didn't do nothing! My name is Michael Singleton. Do you have warrants? My name is, I got a traffic warrant! My name is Michael Singleton. I want you to please take this. They arrested me for wrong reasons.
The man seen here being arrested at Dallas Love Field Airport in April 2025 is Michael Singleton. The 53-year-old private chef, also known as Chef Mezzi, is adamant that he is being arrested for the wrong reason. Singleton claims he is accused of possessing drugs, and while he concedes that there is a warrant out for his arrest, he knows it's for a different offense. As he protests his innocence on the drug charges with his hands behind his back, Chef Mezzi is suddenly tased by officers, much to the shock of the people watching and filming nearby. He collapses and is handcuffed on the ground before being taken away in a wheelchair.
No, why would y'all do that? He was standing still.
Oh my God, my name is Michael Singleton. My birthday's 12/21/71. I have back in Singleton. I have no warrant. I have a traffic warrant for $500.
That's fine. We're trying to investigate.
No, you said do I have cocaine? I'm not a drug dealer. Man, I'm a shoot off, man. Kill me.
Calm down. We're not trying to kill
Hey, man, I didn't try to fight you. Why you tased me? I wasn't pulling away. They got me on tape. No, I
right here.
can't, bro. Ask me to put my hands behind my back, but I couldn't even move after you electrocuted me. Sit down. You keep telling me to do shit like I can't, bro. Come on. Man, you, I just got tased for nothing. Hey, man, somebody please have this on tape. That's all. Michael Singleton, practice Michael Singleton.
Dallas PD says he resisted arrest, tensing his arms, so they legally used the taser to de-escalate. Meanwhile, Singleton's attorney claims that the use of the taser was excessive and that their client was compliant, with his hands behind his back and not presenting any threat. As it turned out, the only outstanding warrant was for a traffic ticket worth around $500.
I was like, can I pay for this right now, you know? And they didn't accept. They said I had to use cash. So I had to call my son to cash app him to get the cash, come up here and get me out. So I was there for about a couple of more hours, and then I was released.
Charges for resisting arrest were dropped when Singleton paid the traffic warrant, but he has since demanded an apology from Dallas PD and is planning to sue.
Sorry. You're a rip-off artist. You're a faggot. Yeah. Right, we're a rip-off artist. I'll knock your past five. Calm down. We're not going to have a scrap. I'm going to scrap. No, man. What are you going to do? Nothing. I paid full back for the fucking flight. 300-400 quid. What? You're telling me that I'm not allowed on the flight? That's fine. That's fine. You look Right, I'm paying for the food. Okay. Right, so why are you not letting me on the I'm paying for it. That's fine. You just stay here for 3 minutes, sir. 2 minutes? I'm paying for it. Okay.
This man was very unhappy after he was denied boarding on an EasyJet flight from Manchester, England to Ibiza, Spain. He does his best to scream and shout his way onto the plane and to prove that he's paid for his ticket, but his ticket isn't the issue. According to reports, the man was not allowed to board after he aggressively shouted and used homophobic slurs directed at EasyJet employees.
And you're standing there fucking staring at me like you're going to do something. What the f*** are you going to do? What are you going to do it there?
Mate, stay calm.
What are you going to do it there? You're f***ing knobhead's going to hit me, is he the little f***?
When he squares up to one employee and asks him what he's going to do, the worker replies with a satisfying slap. Professional? No. Warranted? Probably.
Is that what he's going to do, hit me? For paying all that money to get on a flight, he's going to hit me? Is that what you're going to do to me? For getting on a flight, you're going to hit me?
No, we're not.
Is that what you're going to do?
No one's hitting you. No one's hitting you.
Well, he just fucking has! He just fucking has!
I'm not hitting you, sir.
He just has! Are you saying touch too? Do you want me to you f***ing knobhead?
You don't need to fight people.
Who's he staring at, you little fucking prick? Think I'm up at you! You fucking little prick!
Just calm down.
Come on then! Come on, I'll you smack your f***ing head in, you little kid! Come on then!
The unruly wannabe passenger doesn't get the message and continues to stomp his feet, shout and swear like a playground bully. It's the people whose flight was delayed because of this man that I feel sorry for. These passengers are traveling from Melbourne to Bali on a Jetstar flight. There may not have been any TV screens in the back of the seats, but that doesn't mean there'll be a lack of in-flight entertainment. A confined cabin flying at 30,000 feet isn't the best place to pick a fight, and it'll probably land you in a holding cell when you get to your destination rather than your hotel, but at least it gives your fellow passengers something to watch. Despite being a busy public area, some people can get very protective of their space while waiting at the airport, like this guy.
You gonna sit down on my
I suggest you calm down.
I suggest you.
Yeah.
Let us know. We'll be landing. 20 minutes.
To be fair to him, it did look like there were plenty of other seats available, and if so, choosing to sit directly next to someone is a bold choice. But what do you think? This woman tried using all the tricks in the book to get airport staff to rearrange her bags for her when one of her suitcases was overweight.
I am freaking out right now. I work at a law firm. Do not come at me like that. Don't say first of all.
First, she claims to be a lawyer.
I am freaking out right now. Look, I have 2 small children. I have a dog. Look, hey, no, look, ma'am, I have 2 small children and a dog, and my child came here for a very important surgery that he couldn't have. I really need help.
Then, she tries tugging at their heartstrings. When those tactics fail, she resorts to using swear words and being racist.
Go ahead and be a I need to get on my flight. No, I'm not. I'm going on my flight to my freaking home. You're not allowed to keep me from my home. No, you're not allowed to keep me from my home. I'm not freaking out.
After being taken away by the police, her lawyer skills may have come in handy after all, so long as she wasn't lying about that too.
Somebody's been vaping.
Smoking on planes has been banned on most airlines since the late 90s and early 2000s. Airlines really need to update their signs to include vaping too, since some passengers don't understand that vapes can also set off fire alarms in the airplane toilets.
Where's Gary gone? That's 5 grand quote.
There are many reasons why your bags might get lost or delayed when catching a flight, but a baggage handler falling asleep on the job wasn't on my bingo card list until now. Police in the UK busted a gang of drug smugglers when they attempted to transport £16 million worth of cocaine through Heathrow Airport. The gang includes 2 corrupt baggage handlers who tried to divert drug-filled suitcases arriving from Brazil onto the carousels meant for domestic UK flights. CCTV caught them in the act in 2016, and over 100 kilograms of cocaine were eventually seized when it was found out that the gang had been operating for over 15 months. 13 suspects were arrested, and in 2018, they were collectively sentenced to 139 years in prison. Worse than smuggling drugs through an airport is carrying a bomb. This disturbing footage shows Nadeem Mohammed getting off a train and walking through Manchester Airport in 2017. Inside the small green case he's carrying is a pipe bomb, made from masking tape, batteries, the tube of a marker pen, pens, and wires. Nadeem had planned to board a flight to Italy that day and detonate the bomb on board a Boeing 737. Thankfully, it was discovered by security, although they still let him fly to Italy without the device, which Nadeem claimed had been put there by someone else and airport staff didn't think it was a viable explosive. However, when the bomb was examined more closely and found to contain nitroglycerin and nitrocellulose, the Italian police were notified. Upon his return to the UK, Nadeem Mohammed was arrested and sentenced to 18 years in prison, which was later extended to 22 years.
They made their flight. You did. And you think you're gonna check me in. I bet you we won't. Okay?
I paid for a ticket.
And you
yeah, I paid for a ticket.
For agent assistant, and you checked in 3 hours later. Hello.
I just said that I.
Gonna get on your flight.
Yeah, I just said that I would pay the $25.
And you thought you was gonna get on your flight. And you thought you was gonna get on your flight. And you thought you was gonna get on your flight. And you thought you was gonna get on your flight.
I literally paid for a ticket. I'm here 30 minutes. I'm here 30 minutes before my flight, and they're not letting me check in.
And you're not getting on your flight.
Because it's a policy. We don't control that.
You were about to let me check in. You were about to let me check in, and you decided that you ain't gonna let me check in.
Make me check you in.
You literally work for a company that I bought a plane ticket for.
A man who booked a flight with Frontier Airlines could not get past the frontier of the check-in desk when he got there 30 minutes before his plane was due to take off. The staff's sassy attitude only serves to escalate tensions and add to the man's frustration as they refuse to check him in and prevent him from catching his flight home. It's generally recommended that passengers check in at least an hour before their flight, but filming the guy and mocking him isn't part of the employee's handbook. How do you think the staff should have handled this situation?
I'm here 30 minutes before the flight.
Can you please leave, sir?
No.
Can you please leave my personal space?
I'm not in your personal space. This is not your personal space.
This is my stationary.
This is not your personal space. You work for a company. This is not your personal space.
We ain't gotta worry about it. We ain't gotta worry about it.
You don't have to worry about it. You're literally not doing your job for a customer that has paid for a plane ticket to get home.
I told you to stop putting the camera on me, sir.
I'm literally here at Frontier. I bought a ticket and they are not letting me check in. For no reason whatsoever.
Well, you said you're never flying the airline again, so we might as well help you out and have you not fly the airline.
I've already bought a ticket. I've literally already bought a ticket, and this is your reaction.
Grabalo. ¿Estoy grabando? Venga, anda, ya te llamo yo, ahorita aviso. Hijo puta, hijo puta.
No, los carritos, mira el carrito, mira el carrito. De Iberia, ¿no? Hostia.
Here's another example of a baggage handler, or rather a baggage mishandler, who isn't cut out for his job.
Dani, no te lo escuchas ni de coña. Ni coña.
Te lo cogería, te lo voy a meter en toda la boca. Hijo de puta. Eso lo mantengo en Facebook ahora. Yo no solo digo que ahora llega a
A ellos le da igual, Dani, porque no es su compañía.
Le parece una maleta roja esa nueva, tío, una maleta nueva, tío.
¿Y a los carritos de bebé?
Pues así pasan las cosas, así pasa.
Bueno, pero lo puedes ya te suena.
Mira.
Filmed by outraged holidaymakers in Ibiza, Spain, he carelessly lobs people's suitcases onto the tarmac and then loads up the baggage vehicle, leaving some of the luggage behind and then running over a suitcase for good measure. This footage was taken a few years ago, so he's probably either been fired or promoted by now. One thing you definitely don't want to see while waiting for your flight at the airport is a wall of smoke and people standing on the wing of a plane. Yet, that's what travelers saw on March 13th, 2025 at Denver International. American Airlines Flight 4012 experienced a fire during refueling. Thankfully, on this occasion, all passengers were safely evacuated and there were no reported injuries. One way to calm your nerves on a flight is to take advantage of the alcoholic refreshments. This lady indulged a little too much, though, and when she was refused more wine, she didn't take it sitting down. Karen gets out of her seat, demanding to be served before assaulting the flight attendants verbally and physically. She then goes on a race-based rant and is met by disapproving groans from her fellow passengers.
Family, and let's move on. Okay. She has no rights. No rights. Black people in this country have the problem of shutting up. But if I was white, then it would be
Moments later, Karen still hasn't calmed down and has to be restrained by several people.
off, go to your job and safety. Leave me alone! Leave me alone, guys!
Aircrafts like these typically weigh hundreds of thousands of pounds, or tens of thousands of kilos. Keep that in mind as you watch the rest of the clip.
没挡龙的
他刚发现，
那杀手杀呢啊！哦呦操！
别推我杀了，他刚发现，我也没顾出。
The man seen attempting to stop the plane with his bare hand is not a crazed passenger who missed his flight. He's an airport worker in China who removed the wheel blocks from the wrong plane. After realizing his mistake, he desperately tries to stop the empty plane from rolling back onto the runway. Unfortunately, he's not the Hulk, although the plane does seem to slow down towards the end, so maybe he does have superhuman strength. Or the plane just stopped rolling naturally. I'll let you decide.
Here, you wanna look? Come, you wanna look? Come over here and look. She's leaving, for God's sake. Get the supervisor. Yeah, get the supervisor.
A misunderstanding over the size of one woman's luggage was blown out of all proportion, leading to the woman to claim that United Airlines had ruined her vacation. See what you think.
This is a supervisor at United. It fits.
This is the second time I put it in this stupid thing. I don't know why she's skipping. You're her supervisor?
Hi, what can I do for you?
Okay, that's the second time she picks on me and tells me it doesn't fit. It's
Can I
right
see
over
your
here.
boarding pass, please?
Here. I don't know why she's picking on me. I have no idea what's her problem.
See your ticket.
The issue is as soon as they put it back in, it's over the size.
Okay, we'll hold it.
Oh,
That's
really?
no big deal.
That's
really oversized. It fit.
It's
Okay. That bag, just the way it is fine.
okay.
Okay? If you put that in, it's too large.
The lady's carry-on bag appears to fit, as confirmed by the supervisor, who also explains that the reason it may have been rejected in the first place is because she had added something to it before, making it larger, which has since been removed. However, these ladies seem intent on playing the victim and claim that the first worker they dealt with was very rude and kept pointing at them. It's hard to say for sure whether the first employee was actually being rude without any evidence, but I suspect they were just doing their job correctly. Either way, you can bet United Airlines received a complaint from these women later on, justified or not.
Thank you, ma'am, for ruining my whole vacation.
Passengers flying on an Etihad Airways flight from Abu Dhabi to Jakarta experienced the mother of all turbulence in 2016. Footage taken by passengers shows the plane shaking violently as people scream, cry, and pray. The turbulence was so bad it caused visible damage to the Airbus A330-200. Thankfully, the plane was able to land safely at its destination. although 31 passengers and 1 crew member were injured during the flight. An experience like that is enough to put anyone off flying again for a long time.
What do we got? Intoxicated male up on mine. At one point he had his pants off and his underwears. They're asking me to leave the plane because they don't want to fly 5 hours to LA with him in his conditions. Not responding, put on your seatbelt, and broke him off and all that.
How you doing, sir? You're the person in charge? How you doing, Sergeant Garcia with the Miami-Dade Police Department? So I understand that one passenger he needs to get off, right? He's severely intoxicated, belligerent?
No, he was unresponsive prior to push. He seemed okay, then after when they pushed, they tried to get him to put his seatbelt on, but he was still passed out. Plane came back. We're trying to get him up. Couldn't get him up, called paramedics. They finally got him up. Crew at this time don't feel comfortable with him flying because they're not sure what's going on with him. So I just kindly asked him to just go ahead and deplane and I'll put him on the next flight, which actually leaves an hour and a half from now.
It's November 2022. NFL superstar Odell Beckham Jr. is catching some Z's in first class on American Airlines Flight 1228. Flight attendants shake him awake multiple times to buckle up before takeoff, but he's drifting in and out of consciousness, and they don't know if he's injured or intoxicated. Concerned he's a medical risk, the crew halt pushback and call medics and police. The flight returns to the gate.
How you doing, boy? Rene Garcia, Sergeant with Miami-Dade Police Department. Nice to meet you.
Listen, unfortunately, it's not our decision. Just don't understand.
Listen, apparently you were passed out. They had to wake you up. They had to come back. Listen, we're trying to accommodate you. Listen what's going to happen, bro. I want to avoid any embarrassments or any issues. The crew, the captain's the one that makes the final decision. Right now, for whatever reason, they're asking you to leave. They're going to rebook you on the next flight.
OBJ finally wakes up and buckles up, but when staff asks him to deplane, he refuses. Miami-Dade cops board and assess the NFL superstar. They think he just looks tired, not visibly in danger. But the crew insist on his removal.
So listen, just make yourself comfortable. Once we deplane, then I'm going to ask and then we'll just walk off, okay? And hopefully they'll put you on the next flight, okay? All right, man. So I spoke to him. I explained it to him. He still wants to go through the whole procedure. Hopefully, once everybody's to plane, he'll peacefully get off, and then you guys can do whatever. Right.
As passengers deplane, OBJ gets heated. He unloads on his fellow travelers.
You gonna wait 40 minutes, and I'm gonna be on a private plane home. Yeah, with your fat ass. Yeah, I will. Get your ass off the plane for a second. Yeah, I bet. Enjoy the cheese board on the way home. Get your ugly ass.
Talk about first-class shade. Paramedics eventually board the plane to check out OBJ. He seems fine and, as expected, there's no medical emergency.
Hey, we got everybody off, okay? Don't forget your stuff up here.
Still, he is escorted off the plane and back through the airport before catching a ride home. A statement from American Airlines claimed that the superstar failed to follow crew instructions and refused to fasten his seatbelt, which is why the flight returned to the gate. Meanwhile, OBJ took to Twitter after the incident to address people's concerns about his behavior. The Karen in this clip manages to ruin everyone's day and make a plane full of people hate her in a matter of minutes. The year is 2022, and people are required to wear masks in public places, including on airplanes.
Why would that be? I was told that I would like you to tell me what the rules are. If I'm actively eating or drinking, then I can pull down my mask, right? So that's what I was told on my last plane, and I sat next to a plane.
Either the plane with me or I have the PPD. Which option would you like?
I would like for you to tell me why you're asking me to do that.
I'm going to ask you to get out of we'll do with you after everybody's up.
If you got to do what you got to do, right? If we don't take a stand now, right? You're not telling me what that's for, right? That's not an option. Okay, that's not an option. You know what? If they need to handle it, they can handle it. Right? Yeah, that's fine.
However, this woman refuses, claiming that she has taken it off to eat some food. The staff aren't buying it though. I imagine it's not the first time they've asked her, and now she feels she has to make a stand no matter the cost. When a crew member announces that everyone else will now have to deplane, the other passengers turn on Karen, but she's not backing down and almost seems proud of her behavior.
Come on, what?
Come on. Do you drive on the wrong side of the road?
No.
Okay, it's a rule.
Do you guys
Put the mask on.
You guys go with everything? I don't
Put
have
the
a
mask
problem.
on.
I don't have a problem putting the mask on. Now he wants me to get off no matter what. So what do you do? What was your goal here?
Attention all ladies and gentlemen. We have to dump the aircraft meeting. We have to take everyone off the aircraft.
Are you serious? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Literally, you
are holding me up for what I have to do.
Get off the
because you want to act like a child. I'm not acting like a child. What point are you trying to prove?
Could the flight crew have handled this in a better way? Some have suggested the woman should be blacklisted from future flights or have to pay costs associated with the delay she caused. What do you think the punishment should be?
It is with unveiled faces we proclaim his name. That's all I gotta say.
Airport parking raids can seem like daylight robbery, but what happens when someone tries to rob the airport parking services during daylight? November 18th, 2014, a black BMW rolls up to the airport parking services at Tambo International Airport in South Africa. Its occupants aren't here to inquire about a parking spot though. They're carrying AK-47s and handguns, looking for an easy payday. As an unsuspecting employee goes outside to greet them, 4 armed men pile out and immediately start flexing their firepower. Some force their way into the office. One suspect kicks a dog and another guns down a second dog in cold blood. Winand Baker, the dog's owner, hears the shots and checks out the CCTV. He grabs the pistol from the safe and goes full John Wick mode on the intruders. He starts returning fire like it's the final act of a blockbuster. The perps panic and flee. One even forgets to close the car door, but just like that, they're gone in a screech of tires. Nobody messes with airport parking services. Sadly, the dog who was shot didn't make it.
Okay, please go inside.
Давай.
This passenger appears to have partied a bit too hard in Mallorca, Spain. He can barely stand after being hauled off the plane at Palma Airport. As he stumbles around and fails to find his feet, ground staff can be heard asking the man what he drank to get himself into such a state. Whatever it was, it must have been a lot of it. It's 2023, and police have been called in to deal with a disruptive traveler who was being denied boarding because of his unruly behavior. As an officer heads towards the gate, he can already hear the commotion from far away. From the outset, it's clear the guy that they're dealing with is going to be a handful.
Have a seat right here. Have a seat right here. Have a seat right there.
Let go of me.
Have a seat right there.
Let go of me.
Have a seat
First
right
of all,
there.
No, I'm not going to sit. I will show you exactly my flight
Let me see your ID.
Really?
Yeah, let me see your ID.
You're going to pull the hardcore.
Stop it.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. There's my ID. Have a seat. That's my fun. Have a seat. Stay down. Stay down. Are you kidding me? Good job, hero. I
I cannot wait till this shit's on YouTube. I can't wait. You pieces of You're garbage pieces of Go ahead.
It doesn't take long for officers to forcefully offer the man a seat, and when he continues to fight back, they tackle him to the ground. Even when pinned to the floor, the man carries on shooting his mouth off and mocking the cops at every opportunity.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
You told me I could ask you one question, yes?
Sure, go ahead. Knock yourself out, brother.
Are you gonna let me ask it?
Yeah. Ask it away.
Throw it down the cellar.
Nope, I'm listening, man.
As my American right, why am I getting thrown down the cellar?
Well, we got disorderly intox. We got resisting arrest.
I didn't do any of those things.
More officers arrive, and eventually, the man is escorted out of the airport and into the back of the police cruiser. The ride to the station is made longer by the traveler's constant arguing, and when they do arrive, he doesn't make life any easier or quieter for himself.
You understand me? Do you understand me? Huh? Your kids? You're gonna have to figure out another way to pay for your kids' meals. Like, I hope you're starting to figure that out right now. They don't get it. They do not get it. And that's fine.
He was ultimately charged with battery on a law enforcement officer, resisting arrest with violence, and disorderly intoxication. Conditions on this day at North Perry Airport in Florida were far from ideal. One plane still managed to take to the skies, though, as it was picked up by the strong winds and dumped on top of a fuel truck. This is why airplane hangars exist.
Someone's freight they're paying for, expensive air freight. Oh God, look at this idiot.
This airport worker in China is bad at his job in many ways. Aside from destroying most of the cargo that he's loading onto the plane, he's not even saving time by throwing it because most of it falls off the conveyor belt.
Idiot. It's like I was watching the last time, I think it was here, it was sewing machines, Japanese made sewing machines, and they were doing something similar. Load them all like that.
Eventually, a colleague has to step in to help him load the boxes properly, and even then, one box falls off and hits the first worker in the head. These guys need better training. This dramatic footage taken on board flight MH218 in 2017 shows a 26-year-old man named Minad Marks being carried off the plane by armed police. Shortly after taking off from Melbourne, Australia, Marks stood up in the aisle holding a battery pack and a speaker and announced that he had a bomb. He then ran to the cockpit door, saying he wanted to speak to the pilot. Thankfully, the bomb was fake, and brave passengers managed to tackle and restrain the Sri Lankan national while the plane returned to Melbourne.
Okay.
Marks was arrested and pleaded guilty to attempting to take control of an aircraft, becoming the first person to be jailed in Australia for the offense. He received a 12-year prison sentence, which was later reduced to 8 years when it was determined that Marks was in a state of psychosis at the time. In 2018, a huge explosion happened near Bologna Airport in Italy, sending a mushroom cloud of black smoke into the sky. But it wasn't from a plane. It was a tanker filled with liquefied petroleum gas that crashed on a nearby highway and caught fire. Sadly, one person was killed in the accident and 70 people were injured. It's around 2:50 a.m. on a sleepy Thursday in December 2019 when, out of nowhere, a pickup truck smashes through the wall at Sarasota-Bradenton International Airport. A white GMC Sierra barrels off US 41, smashes through a perimeter fence, crosses the air carrier ramp at an estimated 100 miles per hour, then plows into the cinder block wall of the baggage claim area before stopping at the rental car counters. Two employees working behind the counter are completely unharmed, but it was close. The driver of the pickup, 40-year-old Juan Monsives, was rushed to Sarasota Memorial Hospital. He reportedly has a history of DUI and other offenses, but no one knows if this was a medical crisis or reckless driving. He would not recover from a vegetative state and passed away in 2024.
Pointing finger on me and yelling on me. My crew is crying because of you. Please try to understand there's a God, there are counted, means uplifted. We can only serve what you're.
Why are you yelling?
Because you are yelling on us.
Being a flight attendant is hard work. This employee had had enough of a passenger's rude behavior and decided to fight back by loudly scolding him in front of everyone, reminding him that she is not his servant.
No, I am so sorry, sir, but you cannot talk to the crew like that. I am peacefully listening to you with all due respect, but you have to respect the crew as well.
Yes, then I'm disrespecting.
Then why are you yelling on me, pointing me like that?
You are yelling me on. Why are you yelling?
I was peaceful.
Shut up.
You shut up. I'm sorry, you cannot talk to me like that. I'm also an employee here. Your boarding pass shows that this is
You are a servant of this.
Yes, I'm an employee. I'm not your servant, and I'm an employee. Yes. I am not your servant.
Don't yell.
Then you don't yell.
Don't yell.
Because I don't know. So it's the flight's closed, so it's timed out. So the flight's closed, so it's timed out, is what they're telling me. I don't know what that means, but there you go. You have to show up 10 minutes before departure time. Yeah, I didn't mean to. Somebody told my ticket was B18, so I was over at B18. It's not okay.
This woman missed her flight with American Airlines because she was late to the departure gate and the flight had closed. She claims to have been misinformed about the gate number, but do you think she's telling the truth? Even if she is, she should have been better prepared and can't expect them to hold the plane just for her, right?
I'm not going to be yelling at you all, so...
A shocking near miss was recorded by surveillance cameras in Boca Raton Airport in Florida in 2019. Footage shows a single-engine Piper PA-28 aircraft skimming the fence line sideways before its wing catches and spins the plane, causing it to break apart as it just misses an airport worker. News reports state that there were 2 people aboard the plane. One suffered minor injuries, while the other was taken to the hospital as a trauma alert.
So we've declined all the other passengers. He's refusing to come out of his seat.
Is this an inbound or outbound?
Outbound.
Also taken off.
It was trying to.
Is he intoxicated?
It was believed he was intoxicated, but he wouldn't come out so we could evaluate him.
First he passed out in the seat, and then when we tried to
to get him off. He woke up. He didn't know where he was at, but he's talking to everybody, you know, making noise, videotaping the whole thing. He said, bring on the sheriff. He sure did. Okay.
This was the moment when Carl Dvorak, president of Epic Systems, was arrested while traveling from Detroit to Madison in 2024. As flight DL3166 was preparing for takeoff, crew members found Dvorak passed out in his seat and smelling of alcohol. They shake him awake, but he's disoriented. Dvorak then starts filming fellow passengers and asking if they know who he is.
So they want you off the plane, okay? For whatever reason, maybe.
I have no idea why. And I have no idea why.
So you want to hop off and come talk to us out there?
No, I don't. No, not at all. I have no idea why. No one said anything to me.
What was the initial reason he didn't want? Because he was.
The crew felt like he was intoxicated because.
And he was unfit to fly, basically.
Right, but we tried to evaluate, but he refused to even come out with you.
All right, Mr. What's your name?
Dvorak.
So the reason why they wanted you off the plane, they just told me why. Because they believed you were intoxicated based on. Hold on. Let me finish, okay? So Delta, if they think you're intoxicated, unfit to fly, they have the right to ask you to leave, because once you go up in the air, your intoxication level gets worse and you could get sick.
Can you give me I'm not intoxicated in any way, shape, or form. Can you give me an intoxication test right now?
What do you mean?
A breathalyzer. I'm not intoxicated.
Okay, so why would they believe that?
I have no idea.
Did you consume any alcohol today?
One drink on this plane. One drink.
You take any narcotics?
No.
Come off the plane.
I want handcuffs. I want to be handcuffed and taken off.
So
I want to be handcuffed.
We don't want. We try to.
No, you handcuff me. So I have a lawsuit. I want a lawsuit. You handcuff me and take me off. Thank you. You get your handcuffs ready. I have no idea what's going on here. I'm
asking you, do you have any luggage?
I have no. I just have the iPad here.
All right, here you go. Stand up. Stand up.
I need handcuffs.
Okay, I'm asking you to stand up.
Are you accosting me?
Am I what? I'm asking you to stand up, okay?
I'm refusing to stand up.
Okay.
I'm sitting in my seat.
Hold on.
I paid for the seat. I paid for the seat. I've not done anything wrong to Delta.
Mister, okay, I'm going to let you know right now. You are under arrest for disorderly conduct. Hey, hold on. Okay? Don't move. Don't move.
I'm not moving.
Okay, come on. Let's go. You want to do me a favor, partner? And walk in front of him. Okay. I'm going to walk him down the jet bridge.
Can I grab the side?
No. Hey, listen. Walk down the stairs. Okay. Hold on. Right here.
I've never been arrested in my life.
Okay. Right here.
It's the first day.
Do not move.
I know.
Spread your feet.
When Delta crew asks Dvorak to deplane, he flat out refuses, telling them they'll have to drag him off the plane. Instead, all of the other passengers are asked to evacuate. It's not long before police roll up onto the tarmac and step on board. They try to get the hotshot businessman to exit the plane, but he resists, saying that he'll sue them. However, eventually, he puts his hands behind his back, gets cuffed, and is escorted away to the police station.
Do I have a right for what? Okay. Do I have a right for what?
Hold on.
Do I have a right?
I'm going to explain to you.
Okay.
You're going to let me. Right now, you're being housed for disorderly conduct. Okay.
No idea what conduct that is.
It's a misdemeanor. Okay?
I've not done anything disorderly. Not one bit.
When you're done, you're going to have to show up. Okay. You know, I'm not going to argue with you anymore.
Dvorak was issued a misdemeanor citation for disorderly conduct and some serious public embarrassment. He later issued an apology, stating that the way he acted was inappropriate and that he had since said sorry to the airline, staff, and other passengers on board that day.
Me for you, you for me, okay? It's my cat. You lost to my cat, not you, okay? Okay?
This Chinese passenger needs to take a chill pill. Maybe he's a nervous flyer, or maybe he has a legitimate complaint. The truth is, we don't know why he's so angry. But threatening people at the airport isn't going to make things any better. If anyone is able to translate the cameraman's words at the end, maybe that can shed some light on the situation.
请注意，您乘坐的中国东方航空公司 MU。
Don't you ever talk to me like that, you son of a... I am relaxed. Why you tase me? Get it over with. Why? We're not in Canada? We're not back to Hey, please, stop it. You're gonna be the next one. You're next up. Come on. Bring it on. Bring it on. Bring it on. I am. She disrespected me, you mother. I don't give up.
Clip. Oh, it's good.
Who the f am I? Come on, taser me. Kill me.
While most people tried to avoid being tased, this drunk Canadian passenger was practically begging for it.
Yeah, you proved your point. Oh, well, not so bad. Come on. Put the cuffs on me. Mother. Good. Taser me. Kill me. Mother. Good. Yeah, right on. You're better off to taser me than you cocksucker.
He doesn't get his wish, though he is tackled to the ground and placed in handcuffs. Probably had one heck of a hangover to deal with in the morning, too.
Treat me like a human. You busted up my glasses. Are you happy?